Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back once again. My name is llBonkll, and we're finally making that Xaku build video. But this time, there's going to be two changes around here. Firstly, we hit 1k subs. I don't even know what to say other than thank you again. Secondly, I'm opening up the clan Discord / YouTube Discord to all you guys. That'll be linked down in the description. Even if you're not in the clan, you're welcome to come on in. But if you want to join the clan as well, just let me know in the Discord. Should be easier than leaving a comment like I've been doing so far. In the Discord, we got chats for gaming and chats for posting, such as like areas you want to post videos or streams, or builds you want to share with everybody. We got rad share chats, so if you're looking for a team to do a rad share with, you can always check it out in there. And I mean, there's more. If you guys want me to add more stuff, all you got to do is ask. Just come on over and see for yourself.
Neither he nor she. Xaku is a composite, a Warframe assembly made of others lost in the early Entrati Void expeditions. Xaku has mastered this power of the Void to terrify and bewilder their adversaries.
Make way for the spooky, scary skeleton brimming with void power, Xaku. I love this guy, and if you've been watching my videos, that's probably pretty apparent by now. He's insanely fun to play in my opinion, and just offers so much in terms of power. So you guys have been asking for it, I'm gonna show you my build. And yes, before I see the comments saying mine isn't the best, it's okay if you have suggestions to make him even stronger than this. And I'm sure everyone else watching would also appreciate it. And I'd also like to grow my own Xaku's power even further beyond, so don't be scared to make a suggestion. And while I'm at it, how about you guys leave a comment explaining your favorite frame? Number one, if you had to pick water pew pew up to the noggin, what frame are you picking as your favorite? And what build do you run on that frame? Let's make this video an archive for some god tier builds for all of your favorite frames. And you can get some advice from some other players that might make your build even stronger. Alrighty, so let's explain what's going on in this video. I'm going to show you what I have on my Xaku fashion-wise first, of course, the most important part. Then I'll show you what he's got mod-wise, plus his arcanes, explain why I made the choices I did, and show you guys how you get every single one of those mods I'm using, just in case you would like to try this build out, and you don't have these mods yet. The only thing to keep in mind is any prime mods can be replaced with normal variants, but of course the power of Xaku will suffer slightly. Then, after I explain all that junk, I'm gonna head into the Steel Path node with an average to higher level, and try my best to explain how exactly you go about setting up Xaku in a mission to unleash pure void hell on all of those enemies. You'll understand why I will most likely be showing footage with Grenier later on. So, let's head down to equipment and get started. First showing off the fashion. Although color-wise, very basic because I'm colorblind and I tend to go toward very contrasting colors, I still think he looks sick as fuck. Come on. Colors are literally just gold and black, but come on, he looks sick, doesn't he? Admit it. I have the other version of the helmet on because it looks awesome compared to the original helmet, and skin-wise, nothing of course, because DE hasn't given the best frame in the game a skin yet. And if you care about the animation set, it's the Titania Agile one. I just think it fits his aesthetic pretty well with like the spooky scary part. For attachments, I went with the Porta chest piece and the level 1 Protovire arms and legs. It kind of helps keep that skinny bones man vibe that I'm going for and that look. But I do like the little bit of glow that it gives off. For the Amphira, I'm using the new Verve one that I believe was from a Twitch Prime drop recently. I think it looks really cool, but I also really like the new Nightwave one on him. It's called the Spinneret Amphira, and it matches his aesthetic really well. Finally, he's got the Icarus Sindana, because they're freaking dragon wings, and nobody can hate dragon wings, right? I wish I had those Devilly wings, because I think they would probably fit better, but sadly, I do not. Alright, that's the drip. Let's head to what people actually probably care about, the mods, where the real power lies. Firstly, we start with his aura. I picked Physique for most likely known reasons for those that play him, but for those that don't, Xaku gets his ass kicked if you're not set up with a good bit of survivability. He needs that extra health, but he is a damage powerhouse, so this small need for some extra health does not really pull him down at all. I don't actually have an Exilus mod in mind because I never really needed it. Of course, I'd probably use like Sure-Footed or one of the Drift mods because, I mean, that's pretty much what you use on everything. But again, I really haven't found a need for it, especially since this build already took me 3 formas. The first two mods I want to focus on are Rolling Guard and Overextended. One grants a very large bonus to range, a very important part of this Xaku build. This will cause his 2 and his 4 to have massive range to both grab enemy guns and deal damage when exploding with his 4 through walls all over the place, basically giving him that nuke range. And Rolling Guard, secondly, is insanely clutch for staying alive. Overextended as well allows for one of the most important parts of this build to have a very large radius, and this important part is his gaze. Having a big range on both his 4 and his gaze follow into the next mod that I want to focus on, which is his augment, Vampiric Grasp, another huge part of how my Xaku stays alive. With this augment, enemies affected by his gaze and his 4, the Vast Untime, which keep in mind have massive range after equipping those previous mods, will heal Xaku for 25 health for every stolen weapon hit on those affected. So, in other words, or simple terms hopefully, weapons obtained from Xaku's Grasp of Lock, dealing damage on enemies affected by his gaze or his Vast Untime, will heal 25 health back to Xaku per enemy hit with his weapon, keeping that increased health pool that you have on him almost full, or at least he'll be alive. Next up, and the thing that ties this whole build together, is the massive power strength granted from using Umbral Intensify, Blind Rage, and Augur Secrets. All of this power allows Xaku to get his max stolen weapons and deal nuke damage through walls with his 4 over a huge radius because of those other mods. And when gaze affects a poor Grineer nerd, their freaking armor just goes away. It will completely dissipate. Absolutely gone. This build grants 100% armor strip on any armored enemy. The last 2 mods are just the cherries on top to be able to actually keep this build going. Primed Continuity obviously can be replaced with normal continuity, allowing you to have plenty of time to recast your 4 and stall your 2 and 3, allowing for insane amounts of uptime, and Flow, which I'll hopefully replace with Primed Flow soon, for just having that energy max to be capable of getting this beast going. So, all that tied into one created one damn spooky skeleton with insane strength and range and nutty armor strip. But of course, what are the arcanes? Because they are important. The first one is Arcane Energize. This obviously is because energy is very important on Xaku. His whole build relies on being able to recast that 4, so you know, pretty important. And the second one I use is Arcane Guardian, because even more extra survivability is pretty nice, and it grants a lot of armor. I also subsumed Silence onto him for some extra oh shit moments, but I would recommend using Condemn fully in place of his 1 instead. Condemn is just straight up, I think, at least in my opinion, the best possible option for a subsumed thing on Xaku. Either that or using Roar if you're playing with teams a lot, because Roar can also be super helpful. Alright, that's his mods and his arcanes. Real quick, I'm going to pop in a list of how you get all of that stuff for those that want it, so feel free to pause or screenshot or whatever you got to do. Alright, let's head into a Steel Path mission and shred some dudes. There should be some footage playing in the background that probably has been playing for a little bit. I'm going to head into whatever Steel Path missions are incursions right now, and show the footage as I talk over it, trying my best to tell you how to get Mr. Bones going. The first thing you want to do with your starting energy is get your max stolen weapons with Grasp. Find somewhere you can stay safe as you shred until you can get enough for Vast Untime. Then you can start shredding while saving for your gaze. Having the Vast Untime up means that you don't have to worry about energy for a good bit, so your guns will be shredding and you can easily save up for your gaze. So get the energy for your gaze and find somewhere semi-open with a good amount of enemies following you in, and gaze someone in that group. Your range is very large, so it won't matter much if they're closer to one side of the room. Then you can just recast Vast Untime when you need to, wrecking anything that comes near your gazed area and beyond. Keep in mind, if your room is a little too big for your 1 gaze, you can have 2 gazed enemies at one time, allowing for crazy map coverage on your armor strip. You should be able to just coast from there, to be honest. This frame is insanely good at shredding once you get him fully set up in combat. All of that power behind his 2, 3, and 4 combined just makes him a powerhouse. And if you subsume something onto him, you'll most likely be able to afford casting that when you need to. But keep in mind, his 1 isn't bad or anything, just not as great as other abilities in my opinion. So, if you still have that on him, cast it while Vast is up and get some extra damage on your guns, as the cooldown of his 1 will not move when affected by Vast, whereas any subsumed ability you're thinking of putting on him does not get its cooldown stalled from Vast. That's why one and done ability uses like Harrow's 1 are good replacements on him, because it won't matter that you're losing out on that positive. So yeah, that's pretty much about it on the Xaku build I use. If I was missing anything important you guys wanted to know about this, I'm sorry. This is the first build video I'm doing. Hopefully will be more in the future. I do want to show you guys things like my Vauban because I really like playing him too. So let me know if there's any suggestions for what you guys want to see. And that's pretty much it. Thank you again for 1K subs. A dream I never thought would become a reality is happening, and I really couldn't do it without you guys. Leave a like if you would, and maybe even pop down and subscribe. If you have any friends looking for a Xaku build, maybe send this over. So, that being said, good night, ladies and gentlemen.